Hello, dear students. Good morning. Welcome to your English class. Dear students, today we are going to continue the chapter from the Diary of Anne Frank. We all have studied some part of it and we have got some ideas about that. We knew that this chapter has been taken from a novel entitled From the Diary of an Young Girl, written by Anne Frank. This chapter is based on the experience of a 13-year-old girl. It reflects her feelings, emotions and perceptions for the world during the Second World War. In the previous class we have discussed some part of it, and this video is for those students who couldn't understood the last class properly or who couldn't join the online class because of some reasons. If we start today, before we proceed to the text, first of all, we will have a very quick recap of the things that we have discussed in the first class. In the first class, we completed two paragraphs. In those two paragraphs, we got to know that the narrator of the chapter is the girl Anne Frank herself. And here in this chapter, she is sharing her experiences, feelings, and emotions. What she says that first of all, she told us the reason why did she started making a diary entry. In the beginning, she told us that when she started writing the diary, she found it very strange. She found this very strange because of the reason, first of all, she has never written any diary before that, and another reason that was most important for that, she said that she was at that time she was thinking that nobody will be interested in her diary after some years. So these were the two things that made her feel very strange when she started writing the diary. What were the two things? First thing was, first of all, she has never written any diary before that, and another thing was that she thought that nobody will be interested, even she will not be interested in the diary of a small child after many years. She said that whatever may be the reason, she has her own reasons of writing the diary, and she says that there are a lot of things that are suppressed in her heart and she wants them to come out. That's why she thought that she should express her feelings in the diary. Later on, she discussed a very important phrase with a line with us, that was, paper has more patience than people. This thought came to her mind when one day she was sitting in her room all alone and she has nothing to do. She was not able to decide what should she do, whether she should stay in the house or should go out to play. And when she couldn't decide, then this thought came to her mind. Then she told us what is the meaning of this expression, the paper has more patience than people. It means the paper can observe more than the people, or the paper has more patience to observe your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, whatever you share with it. It will listen to you, it will observe it, everything, then people will observe. And another thing is that explanation of this thing is that the paper will not reveal the things that you share with it. It will be patience enough to keep all the things with it, but the same we cannot expect from the people. So these were the two things that she discussed. Now we are going to continue and see what she is going to share now. Let me put it more clearly. This is a text from your chapter. Let me put it more clearly, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old old girl is completely alone in the world. I am not. So here she said that in the previous part I have told you that I decided to write a diary because of one reason, that was I do not have a friend. I do not have any true friend. Here she said that let me make it more clear, because if I say that I do not have any friend, or I am all alone in the world, nobody will believe over me. So once here I will like to make it very clear that I am not alone. I have loving parents and a 16-year-old sister, and there are about 30 people I call friend. I have a family, loving aunts and good home. So she said that if some people are thinking that by my statement when I said I do not have any friend, if you are thinking that I am all alone in the world, it is not like that. I have a loving parents, I have a loving sister, and there are about 30 people all around me whom I can call friend. Means I am surrounded by a plethora of the people. I am surrounded by several people, and not only that, I have loving aunts and a very sweet house to live in. On the surface I seem to have everything except one true friend. She says that on the surface, if you see me from the surface level, it appears that I have everything that a person requires, but if you go deeper in my heart, then you will find that I am alone, as I do not have a friend. Here, by the word friend, she mean that a friend is someone who is very close to us, with whom you can share all your feelings, thoughts, and emotions, and with whom you can be very intimate, with uh, whom you can trust. Such type of person is a friend. And she says that I do not have anyone like that whom I can call a friend. Though there are 30 people all around me, I call them friend, but they are not my friend in the true sense of being a friend. All I think about when I am with friends is having a good time. I can't bring myself to talk about anything but ordinary everyday things. She said that whenever I am in the company of those people, whenever I think about a friend, I think that whenever I will be in the company of a friend, I will be having a very good time. And what is the condition? When I am in the company of these people, the people who are all around me, I am never able to share my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions with them. We always talk about the ordinary things, as it happens, students, with you. Whenever you go to your class, whenever you come to your school, you find that there are a lot of persons in your school whom you know and who know you, and you people both you talk to them also. But what happens? Sometimes you do not share everything with them. You just simply talk to them about the ordinary things, how the class is going on, what are you doing, which period is going on. These are the some general things that you talk to them, but you do not share your emotional aspect of your personality. Same thing happened with the, and she said that though a lot of people are all around me, but they are not my true friend, so I share with them the ordinary things. We don't seem to be able get any closer, and that's the problem. Maybe it is my fault that we don't confide in each other. In any case, that's how the things are, and unfortunately they are not liable to change. This is why I have started the diary. She said that though those people are all around me, but we never get too closer to each other. And she said this is the problem, and this problem is not going to change. Again she said that I accept that it may be my fault that I do not trust in them, but whatever may be the situation, this is the situation, and this situation is not going to change. And that's why I have decided to write down a diary, to write a diary. So if you see here, she also makes it very clear that though she is surrounded by a lot of people, but she is not having any confidence, not having any trust in them. That's why she decided to write a diary. Let us move to the next part. To enhance the image of this long awaited friend in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the facts in this diary the way most people would do, but I want the diary to be my friend, and I'm going to call this friend Kitty. Again, she says that the diary has a great importance in her life. Actually, this diary was given to her on her 13th birthday by her father, and she says that this diary is not an ordinary thing for me, and I'm not going to fill it with the day to day facts as most of the people do when they are writing the diary. Rather, I'm going to make this diary very special, and I'm going to make it my friend. And she says that now the diary is my friend. I'm giving the diary a name. The name of the diary will be Kitty. So she gave a name to her diary. The name of the diary was Kitty. And why did she give it a name? To enhance its important, its to enhance its image. Enhance means to increase, to increase its image importance in her own thought, because she was not going to fill it with the day to day facts. Since no one would understand a word of my stories to Kitty if I were to plunge means jump I would better provide a brief sketch of my life, much as I dislike doing so. Again, she says that okay, she is talking to the person who are reading her diary. She said that if I start telling my story directly to my friend Kitty, nobody will understand who am I, what story I am telling about. So first of all, I will give a brief introduction about myself. Who says this? The young girl in Annie Frank says that first of all I will give a very brief introduction about myself, so that the people who read my diary they can understand my story properly. But again she said that I do not like doing so, means I do not like giving my about a detail of my personal introduction, but I have to give it. Now she is giving her introduction. Who is she? Who were the members in her family? Where was she born? All the things we will get in this paragraph. My father, the most adorable father I have ever seen, did not marry my mother until he was 36 and she was 25. My sister Margot was born in Frankfurt in Germany in 1926. I was born on 12 June 1929. I lived in Frankfurt until I was 4. My father immigrated to Holland in 1933. So see, here she tells us that she loved her father very much, and according to her, her father is the most adorable. Adorable means lovable. Her father is the most lovable father in the world. Her father married her mother when he was 36-year old, and her mother was 25 years old. After their marriage, um, her after the marriage of her father, her elder sister Margot was born in 1926 in Germany, Frankfurt, and herself was born on 12 June 1926, so 1929 in Frankfurt. For 4 years, they lived in the Frankfurt, Germany, and after that, her father immigrated. Immigrated means went. He went to Holland for some business purpose. My mother, Edith Hollander Frank, went with him to Holland in September, while Margot and I were sent to Essen to stay with our grandmother. And after her father has gone to Holland, the name of her father was Otto Frank. Her mother, Edith Hollander Frank, also went to Holland in the month of the September. And after that, both the girls, means Margot and Anne, they were sent to their grandmother to live with them, to live with her. Margot went to Holland in December and I followed in February. I was plunked down on the table as a birthday present for Margot. And after that, Margot also went to Holland in the month of December, and after that, and also went there in the month of the February. You know, she went there on the birthday of Margot, and she was the birthday present of Margot. Let us see the next part. I started right away at the Montessori Nursery School. I stayed there until I was 6, at which time I started in the first form. In the sixth form, my teacher was Mrs. Cuperus, the headmistress. At the end of the year, we were both in tears as we said a heartbreaking farewell. In the summer of 1941, Grandma fell ill and had to have an operation, so my birthday passed with little celebrations. Here she tells us something about her school life. She said that after she went to the Holland, immediately she was admitted in a nursery school, and she was admitted there in the first standard, and she stayed in that school up to sixth standard. There she developed a very good relationship with her teachers, especially with the headmistress Mrs. Cuperus, and their relationship was so strong, so good, that when Anne was leaving the school, both Anne and the teacher, both of them were weeping. Both of them were in the tears. And then after, in the summer of the 1941, the grandmother fell ill, and the birthday of Anne cannot be celebrated in a grand manner because the grandmother has to go and operation. Let us move to the next part. Grandma died in January 1942. No one knows how often I think of her and still love her. This birthday celebration in 1942 was intended to make up for the others. The grandma's candle was lit along with the rest. The four of us are still doing well, and that's bring me to the present date of June 20th June 1942 and the solemn dedication of my diary. Here she tells us that her grandmother died in the year 1942, and still after her death she says that nobody knows about my attachment with the grandmother. Actually, the girl was very much attached to the grandmother, and she says that still after she died she loved her very much and missed her very much. Then there comes her next birthday. Her next birthday was celebrated with great zeal, and it was an in a way compensation to her last birthday, which couldn't be celebrated in a grand manner because of the illness of the grandmother. Now she says that all the four members of her family, she, her sister, and her parents are living in a very well manner, and now she comes to the date from where she will start making the entries in the diary on the regular basis. It means she will start making the diary entry from the 20th June 1942. Okay, that is all about this part. We will continue in the next part. Thank you.